everybody to the newest edition of Queen's Court, where we are reviewing Monday Night Raw from the beginning to today. But today, we're not talking about Raw. We're talking about SummerSlam of 1993, which, rest in peace, it was at the Palace of Auburn Hills, which is no longer. But before we get into it, I'm the Tribal Queen Bree. Alongside me, as always, we got Mike Duplessis and Husky Rhodes, and we got a special guest, XLJtheOG. How's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Great.
Doing good.
With how my TikTok algorithm worked today, and this being at the Palace, I got a lot of videos of the Malice on the Palace on my TikTok today. Got a lot of talks of the Indiana Pistons fight.
I got
so
some.
This is entertaining,
baby.
I got some hurt feelings about that, bro. As a Pacers fan, lifelong
I
Pacers
know,
fan.
as a Michiganer and two Indiana people in here, that's why I brought that up, because I thought it was fun.
You're bringing up touchy subjects, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like causing
memories.
Controversy. Like Bischoff says, controversy creates cash.
Yeah, I have fond memories. I can't talk of seeing Fall Out Boy. I think the last time I was there was in 2006.
I always heard like great things about the Palace. I mean, even just watching like NBA games, like in the '90s, at the height of like the greatness that was the NBA. I mean, it always just looked like a special arena for like sporting.
It was just outside. It wasn't in Detroit or anything. It was like in completely different, separated from the city. Yeah, I miss it.
It was in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Well, for purpose of this.
Here.
Thank God the Lex Express could find its way to the Palace of Auburn Hills.
God!
Sucks.
I wanted to chuck my laptop within 30 seconds of this pay-per-view because he kept on saying Lex Express. I hate this.
Okay.
The Lex Express is stopped here. It's stopped there. It's at the Palace of Auburn Hills. It's SummerSlam.
I started watching this on Monday. I didn't finish watching this until about 3 hours ago.
Me too.
Because the Lex Express shit just kept making me violently mad. I was just like, I can't stand this.
I tell you what, if you all want to go down a real rabbit hole, now, I don't know if it's on Peacock, but back when it was WWE Network, there was unedited footage of Lex Luger, like the Lex Express. I'm not kidding you.
Really?
It's about 3 to 4 hours long of
Not
this,
watching
unedited footage of Luger
I will blow my eardrums out.
It's just fucking B-roll of fucking the Lex Express driving down the street.
Not only that, like him on the bus, and it's like behind the scenes, and you can see Luger, like you see real Luger at this time frame where he's kind of like a dick and just like, oh fuck this, I don't want to do this.
Watching this shit.
Yeah.
So Jay, did you watch this?
I did, because it was like a car crash, and I couldn't look away. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's like 30. Okay, literally, Michael, 30 minutes of this fucking video is Luger fucking doing different poses on top of the bus, and Vince screaming at him like, okay, give me a double bicep pose now. Yeah, that's good shit, pal. Now do this. It's just like,
I mean no disrespect to this Washingtonian legend when I say this, but I would Kurt Cobain myself instead of watch that video.
Oh my God. It's a sight to see, and then it shows like Luger at like different like malls and like going to Toys R Us and doing signings, and
it shows him being a douchebag. And this is what
it does. That's the thing. You can see where he's just like he fucking doesn't want to be there, and it's just like it's almost they shot the footage. Yeah, it's almost they shot the footage, and it's like, fuck, we can't use any of this. He comes off as too much of a douchebag. So
this is why Bischoff doesn't want to resign him in '95.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But we should start this.
Yeah. My first thought, though, which we get the answer later on, my first note that I put was, where's Randy? Because it just shows Bobby Heenan and Vince.
Right.
And I'm like,
what? Bobby Heenan's
got his nice shiny suit on. And I'm like, well, where's Randy? Where's the third man?
Heenan's suit was amazing.
Bobby was looking like $1 million.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah.
I will say this about the pay-per-view. This is one of those ones where, man, it starts off awesome. Like the first 3 matches, great.
Mhm.
And then it's just like slowly goes
It went downhill.
downhill from there.
Dude, yeah. Like, this first match with Ted DiBiase and Razor Ramon.
This? Yeah.
Starting out.
It went pretty short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's a very pivotal matchup for multitudes of reasons. Number one, actually, this is Ted DiBiase's last match he ever had in the WWF in ring.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep, he
Yeah,
retired.
he
from
retired.
in-ring
He
competition.
leaves shortly after this, goes to Japan. He wins the AJPW tag team titles like 2 more times with Steve Williams, and then ends up in WCW.
Then if you look at it too, this is also Razor Ramon really kind of arriving as like one of those next top tier baby faces.
Yeah.
Because a couple months later, he becomes the Intercontinental Champion for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the start of that because, dude, he comes out and this crowd goes ballistic for this man. Like, that pop was huge.
Yeah, it was.
I think that also has to do with him being an AWA star in like that Midwest territory. Like they're used to, they know Scott.
Yeah, because
So-
AWA ran up around there too,
Yeah.
when they went out.
Yeah, they did Indianapolis and Chicago and Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
And then can I just say this about Razor? His gear this night is fire. So fire.
Ooh, Scotty was looking so good.
I wonder if he got his gear from Randy's
Randy's
Pimp
pimp,
maker.
pimp dresser.
Yeah.
XLJ, do you know this story?
Oh yes, the guy who did Randy Savage's designs actually
Dressed pimps?
and also musicians too, I believe. Like also,
I was not told that part. I was just told the pimp part, and I got very confused. And
yeah. Yeah, it's his and now I don't know how true this is, but supposedly Hogan had turned him on to him. But fucking if it's coming out of Hulk Hogan's mouth, then of course, yeah, it's going to be true.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gotta get all the
take credit for everything.
Like the day after I slammed Andre the Giant, he died the next day, brother. And then I took Randy to meet this guy. Yeah,
Terry.
No one ever saw
Terry.
Andre again, dude.
dude.
He got put in that little cart and he got taken away, brother. They took him back to Paris, brother.
Well, also, brother, I'm really good friends with Walter Zolwerk, and I used to play bass back in the day, and actually he asked me to be an original member of Metallica, dude, but I was like, no, brother, I'm working for Fern Gagne, I'm working all over the place, I'm working Japan, I don't got time for Metallica, dude.
And literally, James Hetfield was like, "We never met that guy before.
Yeah. Just
We don't
fucking
know what the
ridiculous.
fuck he's talking about." Oh god. Razor's come into the ring at one point, and Bobby Heenan just goes, "Yeah, they've really taken to this Desi Arnaz impersonator." I was like, "Oh Jesus!"
I'm pretty sure he
Bobby.
made a couple of jokes about him stealing hubcaps in this match,
Yeah.
too, or something.
Yeah,
Dude,
you did.
it's crazy.
It's slightly. I mean, the gimmick in itself is racist as hell. Oh, by the way, for this, I wore.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That's so
I
sick.
just remember I had this shirt on.
You looked at it, you're like, "Oh wait, we're kind
Wore
of
it for
talking
this
about
reason.
this, man." That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I could barely like take notes on this match because I was just like, "Dude, this is crazy." Like they were going buck wild on this. Like, dude, the first backdrop that Ted DiBiase takes,
It just
he was in
straight
the
up.
lights. He was in the lights, dude. He got some elevation on that first one. I was kind of scared for a minute, dude. He took an AJ Styles back bump. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge win for Razor. Like,
Yeah.
huge.
DiBiase's neck breaker is fucking beautiful.
There were so many moves DiBiase did that I don't think you really like his style and just like everything he did in the ring was so smooth. Like that's a guy, even though like, obviously we know what happened with his sons afterwards in real life, but which is another subject for another time. But
Right.
in ring though, man, DiBiase was like one of those guys just untouchable. I mean, shit, Michael, you know this firsthand. You know, coming from your alma mater, if you will. in Deep
That
South.
Mid-South stuff?
Mid-South, yeah.
Yeah, that Mid-South shit's fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was doing some really crazy stuff down in Mid-South. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, and then after this Razor match, we get Todd Pettengill interviewing Mama Steiner and Sister Steiner.
Kissing Mama Steiner's ass like none other. I was like,
Mama
just sit in there
Steiner
and laugh.
did not want to do this.
No.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, yeah, whatever you say, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
I forget what he even said, and she was just like, yeah, sure, whatever you say.
quit doing the Frankensteiners in the living room. It's like, what the fuck?
She's just like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
And the sister all wanted to be on camera. She was like, "Ooh, I get."
Oh yeah, she was
screened
about
up.
it.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh,
No, when guys would come over to the house, they would look the other way. No
Yeah.
way.
Literally calls Rick Steiner by his shoot name by accident.
Yes, yeah.
Calls him Rob. I was like, oh shit. Luckily, nobody caught it back then because the internet was. Al Gore hadn't invented the internet yet. Let's see, and then Corny
Yes.
interrupts.
You won't shut up.
Oh yeah, trust me. As he gets older, he never stops now.
no."
He
get-
just,
I-
he just yells.
I haven't seen him post about it, but I guarantee you, he probably went on a rant about that street fight from AEW with Kota Ibushi getting clotheslined off of a bike.
He probably had a
don't like
brain
him already.
aneurysm.
That's probably why we haven't heard it, because he's probably in the hospital. He fucking passed out and hit his head on something. Just sitting in the hospital waiting to scream about Kota
That
Ibushi.
new episode's probably going to come out tomorrow.
Well, no,
Oh,
he
yeah.
probably watched it and is in the hospital because he hit his head from being so frustrated.
Oh yeah. And he says, Corny says, "Wake up, Michigan! It's time to see your favorite Suns go down." Crowd fucking just loses it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the tag team that's better late at night than David Letterman. It's like, yes.
Why is David Letterman catching strays? It's like the 50 Cent video. Do the skit.
What do you say fuck me for?
I love that.
Probably fucking David Letterman heard about it and probably was just like, what the fuck? Why does he have a neck brace on?
Why is all of his colors of his jacket? It's like, why does he have a tennis racket? What the
Why is his suit yelling at me?
Yes.
This thing is loud.
But hey, in all seriousness, though, this matchup is fire.
Dude.
Like,
So
And I
good.
love that the Steiners came out in the blue and gold.
Oh
All blue and gold.
yeah. Looking
Yeah.
like
Every time
absolute
they
gentlemen
would have
with
their
the
jackets on.
varsity
which I love
jackets
that.
with
Go
the
blue.
blue and gold singlets. Dude, they were looking crispy.
I was waiting for Brie to pop off about that.
I popped when I saw that. I'm like, go blue.
Yeah, dude, the heavenly bodies are just goddamn, they're so good.
this is at the height of their greatness, too.
Mhm.
And here's a crazy statistic if you think about this. The Heavenly Bodies that year competed on a WCW and a WWF pay-per-view as they were a part of Super Brawl 3 that year, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I brought this up in our group chat.
Mhm.
SMW invaded so many wrestling companies in their short stint. They invaded WCW. They invaded the WWF. They ended up invading USWA.
Right.
Like, well, Jim Cornette just want to take over every company.
I gotta get my name out there, brother. So I'm just gonna poke my
Which is
head in
crazy
everywhere.
because at this point he was one of the biggest managers in the world. So it's like, get your name out the
Payday's a
who.
payday. Payday's a payday, brother.
It's true.
This is
And
true.
Jim likes his money.
He's
I'll
a
tell you
comic.
what, you want to hear another crazy statistic on this matchup? This is the only time the Steiner brothers actually defended the WWF tag team titles on pay-per-view. They
Oh.
never defended them after this because they would drop them a couple months later to the Quebecers.
Oh, that was on a Raw, right? Was that a house show? That was
Yeah.
a
No, it was on a Raw because it's the world famous, which you guys are going to get into this here soon, the Quebec Rules match on Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
that's gonna be very fun.
And Bree's face. That's great.
I'm
And you know,
curious.
one more thing, if I could throw here too, that year in PWI, this matchup is actually, I think it was the second or third runner-up for match of the year, believe it or not. I mean, it just shows you how good this match was, but also then again, you could look at it like, well, 93 was kind of a weaker year. But I love 93 personally because that's like when I really first started like clicking and remembering things that happened in the world of wrestling.
Right. Dude, at one point, Bobby Heenan says one of the funniest things he's ever said. He said, Mama Steiner must have had cauliflowered vocal cords raising these two. Like, Jesus Christ. Bobby's shooting on everybody, and
he is. Later on, I wrote down a line he said.
Yeah, he goes. And then I just put, this match goes off the rails in the best way at the start, with just like the constant back and forth. Everybody's in the ring. The ref's not trying to stop it. It was so good. Like, dude, Jimmy Del Rey doing the somersault senton off the apron, like big style out of nowhere. They called it a moonsault. And then when he does the standing moonsault, they call it a reverse moonsault.
Yeah.
And that threw me off so much. I was like, wait a minute, hasn't the acai moonsault already been invented? Like, I don't know.
Jimmy Del Rey is one of those guys I don't think gets nearly enough credit for as good as he was in the ring.
He was incredible.
And it's sad that like his demons can overshadow his career because goddamn, like that the tope by Del Rey was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's one of these guys, if you look at him, you're like physically like that guy can do all that shit too. And also did anybody really ever buy he was a gigolo? Did anybody get the vibes of like a creepy fucking uncle when he was doing this shit? Like, it's like, don't do that.
In the 1990s, I mean, it wasn't shocking.
Dude, that man looked like Jeff Foxworthy out there body rolling and shit. Like,
that's crazy.
Ew.
Dude,
I also have to get Pritchard's Enzuigiris.
We're crazy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
They were so good. What was the next match on here? Oh wait, never mind.
Isn't it the IC?
Yeah, there was the IC match, but Sean is being interviewed by Joe
The squeaky
Fowler.
mouse that is Joe Fowler.
Yeah, his debut for the World Wrestling Federation, which, correct me if I'm wrong, did we ever fucking see this guy after this?
No.
I'm 100% sure this is his only show.
Yeah.
Because this guy is a smacked ass. This guy just is so uncomfortable.
Like, where's Gene? Where's Mean Gene?
Well, at this point, was Gene on this show? Does he do any interviews?
I don't think Gene is on this show.
No, Joe
I think Gene's gone at this point.
Yeah, I think Gene finally quits.
I think he went back to WCW.
Yeah.
At this point.
You know what? I think Gene maybe he's on like a. Didn't he interview like Yoko or something on this one? Like on this.
Does he?
No,
I think so.
No, I think it was all Fowler.
Yeah, it was all that squeaky.
For some reason, I thought Gene did like one interview or something. It was just kind of weird. Like that's it.
I think he might have.
You know, that's kind of like that Mandela effect. I feel like I was telling Bree this. I've literally watched this pay-per-view, no shit, at least over 100 times, maybe in the thousands. I don't know, because I mean, I just watched the shit out of the tapes as a kid. But I don't know. For some reason, I felt like he just did one interview on this. But you're probably right. That's probably But he was definitely missed and needed more on the show.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's almost as bad if you fast forward a year. Okay,
he appears at SummerSlam 1993, and that is the last appearance.
Okay, I was thinking he did something there.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I just looked it up.
But talking about Joe. Like, if you go to King of the Ring 94, you remember when, was it fucking Art Carney or the football player or whatever was
Art
like
Donovan.
doing, Art Donovan, that's it, was doing color commentary with Gorilla Monsoon, and all he kept talking about, like, oh, God, this guy's huge. Oh, this guy, he could be a linebacker. Oh, this guy's huge. How much does he weigh?
He literally had to ask every guy, how much does this guy weigh?
Yeah.
It's like walking into a gym and you walk up to somebody, how much can you bench?
Yeah. I apologize. I keep jumping ahead here, but it's just like, shit like ass. It's just, oh my God. It's crazy.
So we get that, and then we get Sean and Perfect.
Yeah.
which is solid. But let me ask you this: were y'all slightly disappointed in this one? Because I felt like this could have been so much more.
Yeah.
Everything was good until the end.
Mm-hmm.
The finish of this match kind of sucks ass. But the rest of the match was great. Like, Sean's bumping like a boss for Perfect. He's flying around for this man. Like, they're killing each other, dude. It was crazy.
I love when Kurt does the top rope arm drag takedown with wrestlers. Because that shit is beautiful.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Even his running the ropes just looks so much better than everyone else. That dude is literally top notch.
Yet Vince never put the world title on him.
Yeah.
It will make me mad every time we talk about Kurt Hennig. Every single time.
He's one of those guys that's in that talk as far as like guys who never held the WWF title. Of course, we know he's AEWA world champion, but still he should have been WWF.
Yeah.
For me, it's always Tatanka.
Yeah, we got a big...
She's a diehard Tatanka fan, or has become since we started this show.
Which that comforts me, because I love fucking Tatanka, too. Of course, we're going to talk about an asshole here pretty soon who ended up beating Tatanka. Wait till you talk about that shit.
Oh, she doesn't know about that?
Oh, shit. I didn't say that. Never mind. I will not say any more.
Fuckwad beat him.
Oh, God, you're going to be super pissed when you find out. I'm sorry.
Nothing. You've heard nothing. But yeah, this, and also before the match starts, we get to see JR and Gorilla Monsoon up in the crow's nest up there doing the WWF radio, and you see it a couple of times throughout the show.
Which was Jim Ross's radio show.
Yeah, and I was always like, why the fuck as a kid, I was like, why can't I get this radio station? I wanted it so damn bad.
I'd rather listen to fucking JR and Gorilla Monsoon than hear Vince McMahon talk. So, like, come on, man, give me that.
Instead of sit down, Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
Heenan.
But yeah, let me get the finish of this match is kind of dog ass. So it's like, it was the distraction finish with Diesel, and he gets like knocked out with the punch, right?
Yeah.
It's just so disheartening.
Especially for what it could have been and should have been.
Like, yeah, like you could have had Shawn win still. Like, whatever. But I don't know. I think just seeing like heels with somebody like interfering in a match has just been beaten to death for as long as it has. Even seeing it going back, you're just like, why this booking?
And I also think too, you got to look back at the history of SummerSlam. SummerSlam has had some of the greatest Intercontinental Championship matches of all time, and
Absolutely.
on paper, this could easily be one of those matches, and it just is so underwhelming. Like, the finish kills it. It really does.
Dude, you literally went from the previous year, it headlining Wembley Stadium, to this finish.
Very disappointing.
That is the textbook definition of a fall from grace.
Yeah. And now here's an interesting statistic for you. This was the first SummerSlam where the Intercontinental title did not change hands. You look back at the previous SummerSlams, that every year it had changed hands.
Right.
Did not know that.
Yep.
Interesting.
I should have known that.
Before this next match, is 1, 2, 3 Kid versus IRS match. Joe Fowler is interviewing the Kid, and Jesus,
This was brutal.
this hurt my heart.
I don't know who I feel sorrier for, Joe or fucking Kid, man. Because Kid's just like, I got butterflies. It's like, what the fuck?
It's weird hearing Sean Waltman's voice, because when I hear Sean Waltman's voice, I'm thinking Sean Waltman now. But then seeing babyface Sean with that voice, freaky. It's creepy. I don't like it.
So
White
weird.
meat babyface, lightning Kid babyface.
Very much so. And Joe Fowler is just like trying to stir shit, but he's just making it awkward, and like I almost hit the +10 on Peacock to be like, just please, like I can't spare my sanity. And then he finally leaves. Oh, IRS in the ring, man. I got to get out of here. Like, my God.
Well, go get him, kid. It's like, oh, God.
He may be small, but that man's a hero. Fuck you, dude. Get out of my company. I guarantee you, as soon as they did that interview, Vince is like, this fucking guy's gone. Somebody get me somebody to replace me and Gene. Terry Taylor, get the fuck over here.
Get me Red Rooster, goddammit.
Shave that red gimmick off. You're gonna be you're gonna be a backstage interviewer now. You're doing the WrestleMania report now, motherfucker. IRS starts talking, and my God, Mike Rotunda cannot talk. It just sounds like the Charlie Brown teacher all the time to me now.
So, like, yeah. I love Mike Rotunda. I love the IRS character, but it's the same shit. Like, you tax cheats, blah, blah. Okay, I get it.
Where he called Detroit a tax cheating city.
It is.
I was offended.
It is the only insult that man knows is calling you a tax cheat.
Yeah.
That's it. So I just looked up some stuff. Joe Fowler, he was a news guy. Had worked at multiple news stations around the country, and that was his tryout.
Well, obviously it didn't go well.
That was his tryout for WWE.
Yeah.
Just put him on a fucking pay-per-view.
Why put him on a pay-per-view? That's insane.
You can't put him
Literally,
on Raw.
his Wikipedia is television personality with a bunch of news stations and then WWF. Did nothing before or after.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You know, maybe it was because he was like on the Lex Express before this and it just fucked with him.
Dude, I had to talk with fucking Lex Luger's bus driver for 3 hours.
Oh my God, I can't wait till you fucking talk about that.
My brain is soup. He probably wanted to quit. He was just like, whatever, dude, I'm throwing this away. I'm going to go back to being a news anchor somewhere.
Yeah, maybe he just bombed afterwards purposely. He's just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Dude, so was the ending of this a little weird to anybody else?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. I would say, did it seem abrupt, you think?
Yeah.
I think that, yeah.
I think something happened. Like,
yeah, because I kind of thought, like, I thought Kip would have gone over because he had the momentum, but at the same time, too, like, maybe they were thinking something along the lines with Money Inc. It's like, okay, well, we can't have both of them losing on the pay-per-view. You're right. It did feel like that wasn't supposed to be the finish of this matchup.
Yeah, I think Kid was supposed to kick out and he didn't. Because the count was a little weird. And everybody's reaction was like, "What? Wait. Oh, okay. IRS wins." Yeah, I don't know.
And then, of course, though, you got to talk about Bobby with the brain telestrator or whatever.
Brain scan.
The brain scan, that's what it was.
Brain scan.
Him mocking John Madden is the greatest thing in the world.
It's so bad, but so good.
Look how his arm is. Wait, hold on. There we go. There, right there. See how his arm is right there? And that makes like a 4. Wait a minute. Hold on. 1040. You just got written off. It's like
It's
that
the most
Statler
dad joke thing
Wardorf
I've
letter.
ever heard.
It's literally the level of humor of the two old men from the Muppets.
Yes. See,
fucking
if
love
I was doing any type of telestrator on air, I would be way too like easily wanting to try to like draw something phallic, you know, and just see if anybody catches on. That would be my gimmick the whole time.
Just drawing a big old dick on the screen just for
No fucking reason. Just like
and then you wrap it all up and look, balls.
And now we know what's going to get clipped from this episode.
You got to give the people what they want.
Yep. The people want funny shit.
It's true. And balls is funny.
balls.
I can say what else is funny, but I'm not going to bring it into this today.
Just don't bury yourself.
I'm not going to do it.
Gonna work yourself into a shoot, girl. What are you doing? All right, so
That shirt should come out.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh. And then we see Bruce and Owen Hart in the crowd. Very stoked on this.
All right.
Love
Okay.
some Owen Hart.
Owen Hart's pants, though. Them black leather pants.
them them
Was
doo-doo
wild.
brown leather johns, dude. Those things were crazy. And they were huge, too.
Okay, like the Hart brothers attire here, they look like this is their Sunday's best. They work all week, 70 plus hours at the foundry. It's Sunday. We're going to church and we're having dinner at mom and dad's afterwards. We're going to dress up real nice.
If Owen Hart wears leather pants to church, we have issues.
That man had leather pants on that were tucked into cowboy boots. That was the crazy part.
Yes.
If he's wearing leather pants to church, we have multiple issues, and we need to have conversations with their parents.
Well, this is the best he could do right now because
God,
he doesn't have
so
time
good.
for fashion, Michael. Like I said, he's too busy at the foundry working all
He
week.
looked like he was coming from a bondage club and only changed halfway.
See, here's what happened, right? He went to like a Burlington coat factory. I'm pretty sure those existed back then. And he found these pants, and he's just like, you know what? I'm going to buy these fucking because why not? Reason.
They're two sizes too big.
Ironically, this shirt, Burlington Coat Factory.
I love me some BCF,
I love it.
for real.
I love it.
I think now it's technically just Burlington, but yeah.
I wish there was one around me.
That Snoop Dogg shirt I showed you.
Oh, yeah.
Was Burlington.
Hell yeah. That was crazy. But yeah, Stu's supposed to be here, but he got worked up from being yelled at by Jerry Lawler for 45 minutes, and he twisted his knee and had surgery on it. And Owen's like, "We're here to support Brett. We're here for our father."
Waiting for that Survivor Series match.
Mm-hmm.
See, to me, this as a kid, this is what I most wanted to see at this SummerSlam. This was the storyline of the summer for me, the Jerry Lawler, Bret Hart story.
And they fucked it up with the doink shit.
Well, as a kid, I kind of was upset, but looking back on it in hindsight, man, I don't know. I think it added some more to it. I think where it got fucked up is what didn't happen at Survivor Series 93, but hey, I don't want to get ahead too far for you guys. I've already been doing that too much on this episode, but yeah.
Right. But Brett comes out. Crowd goes ballistic as always. Then Jerry Lawler's music hits, and this man comes out on crutches with a comedy ice pack on his knee.
Can we talk about Bobby selling this? Oh my god. Just like, I didn't want to talk about it. What was it? It was a fucking 30-car pileup or something.
Yeah. It was a 45-car pileup, and he saved everybody in there, and he went to a burning orphanage and saved like 60 kids. Like, it's just saying the most egregious shit possible.
Maybe Bobby's best call since the Rumble of 92, honestly. I love this so much. It's just so ridiculous. It's classic Bobby.
He's crying and shit, telling Vince what Jerry supposedly did. I was dying, dude. It was so good. So he comes out on crutches, he starts shitting on Detroit because, it's a heel. You got to shit on the city that you're in.
Yeah.
And then talks about how he got into a car wreck and he's not medically cleared, even though he walked all the way from the car wreck to the Palace of Auburn Hills, and the doctors were like, no, you can't do this. So he sends out his court jester, Doink the Clown. Fucking cigar and 2 buckets. Throws 1 bucket on the fans. It's confetti. Walks over to the fucking Bruce and Owen Hart, and it's a water bucket. Oh no, and shit goes fucking haywire. And then Brett just comes out and just starts beating the dog shit out of Doink. I was like, oh, he thinks this is real. Like, oh no.
Well, I think as a kid, it's just the frustration. I felt Brett's pain. I wanted Brett so badly to get back at Jerry Lawler because, the build that they did over this, ever since from King of the Ring to this, I personally, it's still to this day, honestly, the Jerry Lawler Bret Hart rivalry is one of my favorite rivalries, probably in all wrestling. Honestly, I loved it, ate it up as a kid, man. Just the Jerry Lawler promos, man. Oh my God, just the stuff. I almost felt like at the time it was kind of like a quote unquote passing of the torch in a sense from like Bobby Heenan to Jerry Lawler, because like Bobby was that character always saying those ridiculous over the top things, and like Jerry could go. I mean, Jerry could go toe to toe verbatim like with Bobby, just as far as like the ludicrous shit that comes out of their mouth. But just the way he tortured the Hart family, like I'm like you're talking about that segment on Raw where he's just like reaming on Bruce and the whole like King of the Ring thing where that was supposed to be Bret's moment and stuff. Like I say, me personally, and I'm a Bret guy, I will openly admit that I ate this shit up. It was one of my favorite feuds.
Yeah, this was next level heel work for Jerry Lawler for sure. Like, say what you will about the man, like you can't deny that he's doing some very, very good stuff, really. And yeah, this match went fucking nuts, dude. Like,
both these matches went crazy. I'll give him that. Matt Bourne is a god that needs to be respected.
Bret Hart was fucking this man up too, dude. It was crazy.
It was a great match. I wish it would have went longer,
dude. When he gets crushed on the top rope, Doink does it. He falls off, and he's sitting there. And for one, the camera guy is just zoomed in on Doink's ass for an uncomfortable amount of time. I'm like, dude, we're giving this man a fucking colonoscopy right now on fucking camera. Jesus. And then it cuts away, and then Bret just kicks him in the face. Like, full force, dude, just, God, like, police style kicks this dude in the fucking jaw. I'm like, Bret, it's a work. Like, please. Oh, my God, it was crazy. Then he beats Doink. He's got Doink in the sharpshooter. Jerry Lawler goes yard on Bret Hart with this crutch. Dude, it wrapped around his face. It was disgusting.
And he would get a receipt, though, afterwards.
Oh, Bret fucks him up.
Yes, sir.
And Bobby's
like, it's
a miracle. He can walk.
I'm so glad you said that, Brie. Yeah. Oh, my God, it's a miracle. He can walk.
Look at him. Look at him. That's a miracle, Vince. Like, just losing his absolute mind. So fucking good. And he starts to leave. Jack Tunney comes out. And he's giving him the business. All the referees are trying to get him out. The rest of the referees are trying to keep Bret from getting to Jerry. And then goes over to Fink. And Fink says, Jack Tunney has basically decreed that if Jerry Lawler does not get in the ring and wrestle Bret Hart, he is banned from the WWE. Now, I couldn't really hear it. Did he say for life or for a month?
See, I'm glad you brought that up because as a kid, I always thought he said for life, but I don't think that's what he said, though. I don't know. This is one of those Mandela effects, I think, in wrestling. It's just like, wait a minute, what was it he said?
I don't remember hearing it either.
But that crowd pops so fucking huge, you can't tell what they're saying.
Yeah, as soon as they said banned, that crowd exploded.
And you talk about, like, selling it, like the facial expressions from Jerry Lawler. Oh, my God. So good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was freaking out. He didn't want any part of this. And then Bret gets down there and just starts to beat the shit out of Jerry Lawler. Like, you could hear his punches, and they weren't like leg slaps either. It was just hitting face. It was insane. They beat the hell out of each other. And then,
Jerry comes from that old school, so, I mean, it wouldn't be shocking. He's like, okay.
Lay it in, kid. I can take it. Lay it in. And, dude, he does lay it in. When he gets a hold of that other crutch, and he just shatters it over Jerry's back in his neck.
And I can tell you, somebody working in healthcare, man, dude, those crutches are, like, not easy to break. Trust me. You got to actively try.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're meant to handle a lot of weight. So if you want to snap those things, you got to try. And they were.
And I don't think they were gimmicked either. I mean, that was...
The one that hit Bret might have been. The other one, nah. One, I don't think it was.
And then how long was he in the sharpshooter for?
Like a
what?
solid 5 minutes.
It's for real. And it's not just like a
too long.
And that's not like a basic sharpshooter. I mean, he's fucking retching back too. It's like, damn.
Yeah,
he's leaning back like how he leaned back against Perfect when he beat him for the IC title, and he's like straight going like trying to do a back bend with him. He's doing that in this at one point.
Yeah, that's probably way too long in my opinion. Okay,
every fucking road agent they had came out for this. Fucking.
I literally looked at the road agents like, oh, I forgot he worked for the company at this point.
Yeah, dude, it's like Pat Patterson, Tony Gurria, they're all out there like, dude, get off of him. And then finally, Brett and Owen, after screaming, fucking break his legs. But Bruce is literally just on camera, kill him. Like, just freaking out, completely soaked, because he's the one that took the brunt of the water.
Passing out too. It's just like, and it's Bruce Hart we're talking about anyway. So
he's literally just all the veins in that man's neck and face are just bulging, just like kill him, just freaking out. And then finally they get in the ring and they're like, "All right, you've proved your point. You've proved your point." And then the ref reverses the decision because Brett would not let Jerry Lawler out. So Jerry Lawler is the undisputed king of WWF. I get why they did it, but it was kind of dumb.
Well, just Husky, surely on this pay-per-view, no finish can be worse than this, right?
Oh, nay, my friend.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, literally, hold my beer, watch this. Oh, dude. So, at one point, after they reverse the decision, fucking Bret Hart is just on the apron staring daggers through Bill Alfonso, like, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. And then they finally get Jerry on the stretcher. Bruce Hart does a fucking tope onto the stretcher.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, Bruce, you've been retired for a few years. What are you doing, bro?
He's trying to throw punches and take his jacket off at the same time, and he's just tying himself up.
We talk about Bret thinking shit's real. Bruce thinks shit's real, and it's crazy.
Babe is alive, motherfucker. Oh my god.
After that match, I want to hear about Bree's opinion on this promo from Ludwig Borga. Because God does he go in on that city.
Go off.
I just wrote down 2 words. Well, I put Ludwig promo. All I have to say is shut up.
Talking shit about my town, motherfucker. How dare you?
I didn't care to hear anything he had to say. I just put shut up.
Oh, by the way, and this is a spoiler, when XLJ talked about a man beating Tatanka.
Oh, you're gonna go. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it's him. It's in a few it's in a few Raws from now.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who booked that shit? Who planned that shit?
Well, the guy
doing play-by-play.
The thing is, they tied a rocket ship. Like, Ludwig Borga was going to be their next monster heel. Like, the only person that really fucked that up is Ludwig Borga himself.
Right.
Have you heard about this man's career after the WWF?
I think we talked about it.
To me, is the greatest, weirdest career life thing. So, he went from the WWF, he went to the UFC, got beat up twice in the UFC.
Now, this is the UFC. Keep in mind, too, this is the UFC before it's truly the UFC.
Yeah.
This is like oh my God, it's ultra violent. It's cage fighting. Yeah. You can do all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah, it was the Wild West.
Yeah, he got beat up by Randy Couture and I think Shamrock.
But Michael, with all due respect, in the world of mixed martial arts, Randy Couture is a god. I'm just going to say that right now.
Randy Couture and Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, and then he went back home and came out with a CD. Bree found the CD and sent it to us.
I haven't listened to it yet.
And then went to jail?
Well, wait a minute. I knew about jail. He put out a fucking CD? Like,
in Finnish.
Singing what type of music? What style?
It's like Finnish opera or something? Like,
opera? He's a fucking opera singer?
I don't know if it's opera, But it's
My
like a
brain
classic
just
music.
exploded. Like, what?
It's like classical music, I think. But yeah, it's finished. It's in. Yeah, it's wild.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's shit's
Yeah, and
crazy.
then jail, and then he died. Like shortly
Then he
after getting
died.
out of jail.
Yeah, I knew he was. I know he'd been deceased for a little while. But
Oh,
wow.
he went to jail because he was in the government, and then he like got arrested for fraud and a few other things.
Yeah.
Like he had, yeah. So interesting life with Vic Borga.
Yeah, but
so-
I mean, if he had played his cards right, I mean, I think the way he's one of those classical tales too. There's guys who come in and like Vince looks at him and is just so impressed with the body and stuff. Like, yeah, they could be the WWF champion. And it's like, no, clearly he couldn't have been.
No, not at all. So he takes on Marty Jannetty here. And I put, this dude could easily be Brock Lesnar's dad.
Yeah.
So it was during this match I realized something with every match that has happened in this pay-per-view. Every babyface has turned their back and gotten jumped.
Yeah.
This pay-per-view, every match started the same exact way.
Yeah, the babyface turns around, plays
And the
dumb,
heel
and gets
jumps them.
smoked.
That's so crazy. I never really thought. Yeah, you're right. Holy
It's
shit.
literally, it was this time. When I watched this match, like, they're doing the same start for every match. What is happening? There's no creative anything.
Yeah, and basically they're building this man to go against Lex Luger.
Yeah.
And I mean, I will say this, like, for his first opponent on pay-per-view, with it being Marty Jannetty, I mean, you got to keep in mind, folks, this is, like, Marty Jannetty's probably his best run as a singles wrestler he had. I mean, at this point, he'd already won the Intercontinental title earlier that year, had the feud with
it's his
Shawn.
only run as a singles title competitor, because shortly after this, he ends up with Al Snow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
New Rockers.
Yeah, a couple years later, yeah, he would be the... Well, he did kind of make a comeback there in '95 and work a couple like singles things here and there, but I mean, it's kind of like for a cup of coffee, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, this dude just works over Marty. Like Marty is.
This was just a long squash match.
Yeah, Marty just was bumping and feeding for this dude. Like,
which
Yeah.
is
taking-
a smart
taking
guy to
crazy.
put him against to make him look like the monster that he is. So.
Yeah, give me
That
give
throw
me
up
the
in the
tomahawk.
air and then punch to the gut.
That was nuts.
That made me hurt. I was like, oh, okay.
Dude, Claudio Castagnoli saw that and said, I'll be taking that. Thank you. But I'm going to make
Audio
it
just
better.
made it better.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to hit him with a European uppercut. That's going to just decapitate people. But yeah, and then he wins with the rack, which looks way better than Luger's.
It does.
A little bit of foreshadowing there,
A
kind
little bit of foreshadowing. He's calling his shot. He's doing the Babe Ruth calling his shot by going straight to the hard cam and doing Lex Luger's finish to this guy. It looks better than Luger's because he's not jumping around.
Yeah.
If he didn't jump, if he just sat there and just held him, it would look way more menacing. But yeah. Do we have to talk about this next match?
Oh, are we
It's
there?
part of the show. I don't want to talk about
It's
it.
Michael's favorite wrestler.
Garbage.
What is your problem with 8-foot giants who wear bodysuits and have fur on them now?
He can't
How
move.
does that not draw, brother? He used to play
can't
for the
move.
Atlanta Hawks. Ted Turner saw something spectacular in him, and then Vince saw him and was like, oh my God.
That's how bad it is. Like, you can't even... He wasn't able to even work in the worst part of WCW. Like, let's just be real. 89 to 92 was the worst WCW.
I love you, buddy, but I do gotta disagree with you there. That's like one of
All
my
right.
favorite eras of WCW. But I see what you're saying as far as like those type of characters. One of the worst eras for the...
I'm just saying, all right,
Yeah.
the heights of that WCW is great. The heights of that. But you had the lower mid card with the cartoons.
Oh yeah.
And the
dongs,
gimmicks.
etc. Yep.
And where
Big
he
Josh.
was placed. Yeah.
Yo, Big
where
Josh.
he was placed. It was. How does Vince see that and be like, hey, we should hire him?
Right, yeah, I
Because
don't
Vince
understand.
was a genius back then, Michael, because he's like, I know where WCW failed. They should have put him in a bodysuit. But can we just talk about the bodysuit for a minute? Like, as a kid, this is a straight shoot. As a kid, he scared the fuck out of me. Like, that bodysuit stuff, I was like, what is this? Like, I thought Giant Gonzalez was going to come through the screen and rip my head off.
Listen. There's going to be an anime in like 20 years called Attack on Titan.
I don't get this reference, but okay.
It's great. It's great. I think
Essentially, it's like these giant monsters that eat people. That's kind of the best way.
I see Giant Gonzalez, and I see the Seattle Sonics mascot. Sasquatch.
Oh, the Sasquatch? Oh, okay.
Sasquatch. Yeah.
It's just shaved Sasquatch.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Okay, this is a Bigfoot. Like, we hear about this in the Northwest all the time.
And I went off last week because they were like, it's a rest in peace match. We don't know what type of match this is.
Go off again.
You could have literally just said anything goes. That's all you could have said. You could have said this to us fucking 2 weeks ago when you told us that this match was existing. Why?
Probably the only thing I thought was like you take the rest in peace, like the what do you call that? Like
that's what they should have done.
And I thought you just had to place that on the brief. Yeah, I thought you just placed that on your opponent. You win the match. Okay.
That would have been better than what this was. And my other gripe with this situation, and we've talked about this for the last 3 weeks as the build up to this. You give the reef every week to freaking Mr. Hughes, and he's not in the match?
Nowhere to be found.
Must have skipped out on a payday. Like, we don't need you anymore, Curtis.
Yeah, it's like, no, we'll bring you back in 4 years when you're Triple H's heater for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. They sent him to ECW.
Yeah. They sent him to ECW.
That's true.
But it's just like, he be part of the main feud on Raw, but he's not a part of the match. Like, it was a headache.
Yeah, it was confusing booking. But there is one.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
There's one redeeming quality of this match.
Whippleman gets chokeslammed?
Well, Percy Pringle is back.
Oh, yeah. He returns.
That's what I was going to say. As a child, I was so like, oh my God, where's Paul Bear? Is Paul Bear gone for good? I was so fucking concerned, man. Like, it literally, like, I can remember watching episodes of Raw and like, oh my God, where's Paul Bear? Because Undertaker was one of my favorites as a kid. Like, I loved the Undertaker, but I was also kind of like scared of him. It was like that, which that's what he's supposed to be, right? Mm-hmm. But I was always I was actively concerned on where the hell Paul Bear was.
Right. But yeah, he comes back. The crowd fucking goes nuts for Paul Bear. And he comes out and he's got the wreath and he's just like, oh yeah, doing the whole fucking spiel. I'm losing my shit. He finds Harvey Whippleman and fucking clotheslines him to the ground. I'm gonna kill you, you little bastard. And then he walks around, he gets the urn. He holds that urn up, Taker shoots up, and then fucking business has picked up. And finally, Taker puts this fucking guy away. He hits the flying clothesline off the top because he ain't picking that big bastard up for a tombstone. No way. He will end up breaking his back and Giant Gonzalez's neck. So he's just like, nah, I'm going to save myself here. And do the flying clothesline. He wins. Taker's got his urn back. Everybody's happy. And then Giant Gonzalez kills fucking Downtown Bruno with a clothesline.
Literally. You know, Harvey or Bruno was recently on a shout out to a buddy of mine, Brian Asbury. He does the Developmentally Speaking podcast.
I just watched that.
Yeah, and he was on one of the episodes there, and he talked about like literally how he got knocked the fuck out from this choke slam. Like,
Oh, you
literally.
could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the
he's
only
not
time he's
selling
ever
that.
taken a better bump was when he dressed up as a woman.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you could tell like when he hit the ground, he was done. He wasn't selling shit. He was out cold. If you would have put that camera on him, you probably would have heard him snoring because he was out.
Now, I don't know if this is just like because I gotta be honest with you, like as far as like watching the weekly on Raw and Superstars and whatnot this time frame, I don't remember this verbatim, but I feel like they were trying to set this up for a Giant Gonzalez babyface turn.
Yes.
Right.
I'm not crazy in thinking that,
No,
right?
no, that's what it was.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
like,
that's what they were going for.
No, this is
Yeah.
not going to
He
work.
ends up getting fired though, or leaving.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
But I think they said his visa paperwork expired and they couldn't get it renewed, so they had to send him back to Argentina.
Darn.
Yeah, we never heard from him again.
And
But
then he was like, "Well, that sucks."
Somehow this son of a bitch got an action figure from WCW and the WWF though in this time frame. Like how that happens, I don't know.
He's like, "Whatever, dude. I made it.
Yep.
I got 2 action figures. I traveled the world. I'm all right."
Yep.
And he worked a Mania match.
Yeah. He won
Asshole.
WrestleMania. I mean, granted, it's the worst WrestleMania of all time, but you still got a chance. You still got a Mania payday out of it. Then
And you're part of like the most prolific streak ever too.
right. Yeah, yeah. You are a stepping stone in one of the greatest streaks in wrestling history.
Well, and it's crazy too when you think about it. Like just real quickly here, like he's a fucking asterisk in the streak because like remember Taker won that big by DQ.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, we went off about that. I went off about that ending.
What, Mike? What
Gave
Mike
me an
went a little crazy.
aneurysm. Fucking
It hurt. It hurt. It
Fucking
I
hurt.
can understand why. I think here before too long you're gonna have another aneurysm when we get to this main event. Fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we get an interview with Yokozuna, and you got Smacky the Frog, Joe Fowler here, and he's interviewing them, and he says, we've had a few surprises here. Do you think there's going to be a big surprise in this match?" And Cornette, God bless Jim Cornette, he says, "The only surprise in this equation is your employment."
Yes.
What?
Say what we're all thinking.
I was like, yes, talk that shit, Jim. And basically he's just putting over that Yoko is going to retain the title here. In this next match, we get the Smoking Guns at Tatanka against the Head Shrinkers and Bam Bam Bigelow. Dude, these dudes were not holding back at all.
All great workers too.
Fantastic, 6 fantastic workers, and they were like, all right, this is we're co-main eventing this. Let's beat the shit out of each other. And they did. This was a fight. This was a straight up fight with planned spots. It was crazy.
Yeah, you got Cowboys and Indians going up against big meaty men who like to slap big meaty men.
They had a few Cowboy and Indians lines.
Yeah, there's one.
A little much.
Bobby said, "Time for Cowboys and Indians." I'm like, "Okay, Bobby."
Here we go.
Yeah,
It's
racist as
not-
hell.
Yeah, and I was like, just early '90s promos, and promos and commentary, just making me
Is
feel
canceled.
mad
Motherfuckers
uncomfortable.
would be canceled these days.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Well, by the way, Una Vachon and Alpha like hanging out gives me nightmares.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it, dude. I think it's awesome. Like, what are they talking about?
I always
I wanna
love
see
seeing
them
the
hang
Head
out.
Shrinkers and Bam Bam working together too. They was
Oh.
always fun. I mean,
Mhm.
you see them later on, of course, throughout the '93. So.
Yeah. I love anytime Bam Bam's on my screen. I'm a happy camper, brother,
Yep.
because he is without a doubt probably one of if not the best big men to ever do it.
100% agree.
Like,
100%. That man, there's no reason why he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
thank you,
No reason.
thank you.
Wait,
If
he's
Vader's
not?
in the Hall of Fame,
No, Bam Bam was not in the
Bam
Hall of
Bam's
Fame.
not. Yeah.
if,
See,
if
with
Vader
Bree
was in
being
the
a
Hall of
newer
Fame,
wrestling fan, we get to drop these really sad facts on her, and it kind of I feel bad, but also because I'm an asshole. Gives me
And I
enjoyment.
also learned that Tatanka's streak got ended by that fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, we told her that Mr. Perfect never held the world title, and like Mike and I just watch her heart break on screen. We're just like, she's like, "What? No! What?"
Oh my god! As you go down this journey here on Queen's Court, you're in store for some good stuff. Was also a lot of heartbreak too.
There's a lot of questions.
One thing they're saying is like how it is who ends it, but they're not telling you how it ends. Wait till you fucking get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dog ass match. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, after this match was good. I forget who won this match. It's been a few days since I watched it.
Tatanka pit.
I thought it was good. Tatanka went over.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That triple headbutt miss.
Right. That's scary as hell, dude.
I did not. The only time I've ever seen that done was the Ready to Rumble movie.
Right.
Oh yeah, nice.
When Jimmy King gets crushed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jimmy King is the best.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we get fucking Joe Fowler again, and this time he is interviewing Lex Luger's bus driver. This fucking smacked ass dude. What is this? I
come down to I-95 and pick me up a truck stop and say we're going to pay you $100 a week to drive around this roided out wrestler. Hell yeah, I'll do that shit, brother.
There's some things in this promo that, on a personal level, pissed me off.
Oh, what?
Okay, like such as
what?
When he talks about, as you three know, with my medical history,
right?
I spent a lot of time in children's hospitals as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as it is sometimes cool when a celebrity comes in to a children's hospital,
right?
That is not a life-changing moment for us. Right. To disrespect a kid by saying that's changing their life for a celebrity to come in, no. Because next day we go to the same shit, different day.
Right.
So that is a slap in the face to every kid that has to live their life in that situation.
Yeah, can't argue that. Yeah. But yeah, this fucking bus driver. I'm just waiting for him to be like, "I'll tell you what." I was really waiting for it the whole time. I'm just like, this dude sounds like every fan at the fucking Brickyard 400.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Oh yeah, dude. Growing up in the shadow of Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I dealt with a lot of those fucking people in my life.
Gonna get me a silver bullet. Got me some of that sweet nectar, some Red Man.
Dude, yeah. I'd be walking around down there at like 13, and there'd be dudes with like coolers, like with wheels on them, drag them down the street. Hey kid, you want a beer? I'm in the 7th grade.
They were fucking professional, like beer drinkers and NASCAR, like IndyCar race drive. Yeah,
it's insane.
Watch them go left. So let me ask you this: with the bus driver, you think I wonder if it like hit him before or after the paper? Like, well, fuck, I don't have a job anymore after this because it's not like the Lex Express is going to continue on because it's the call to action campaign to build the SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, what am I going to do now? Well, I guess I'll go back to that truck stop they picked me up at and get my truck and find me a new job. Find me another gig, brother.
Henrietta, I'm coming home. Have my banquet meal heated up just the way I like it.
Get the
Salisbury steak.
Salisbury steak. Man's eating TV dinners now.
Yes, sir.
Vince ain't paying him shit for doing this.
Hey, can we talk just briefly here on the aesthetics of the fucking bus and how it just screams 1993? You got like the little tiny like 10-inch like black and white TV too. And what bigger of a fuck you to the bus driver? Like you can watch the pay-per-view, but you're gonna watch it on this little shitty black and white TV.
It's like one of those.
You can't come in. No, you gotta stay on the bus, motherfucker.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. You can't have a ticket. Like no way. We're gonna give you this like little 10-inch Coleman camping TV. He's got to pump start it.
Fucking rabbit ears. Putting tinfoil on the rabbit ears just to get the feed of the pay-per-view.
He's got a it's like hooked to a propane tank. He's got to like turn a fucking gear to like keep the screen clear. Oh god. But yeah, so now we get our main event of the evening. Oh, first, actually, before that, Todd Pettengill interviewing this smacked asshole in a fucking American flag toga. This dude is
mom made it.
Shit hammered.
I felt like I know I've said Mandela effect a couple times. I felt like this was the same fucking guy he talked to at WrestleMania 9. Remember he talked to the guys in the crowd in the togas and shit? I felt like this was the same dude. He just came to SummerSlam. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
It was.
It's a dude in the ring crew. It's just two dudes on the ring crew.
Yeah. They just pay them in fucking weed and Cheetos and Mellow Yellow, which would be fucking awesome, actually. But
listen, man, we'll give you a care package. It's a couple of joints, a bag of Cheetos, and a 2-liter Mountain Dew. It's like,
sign me up.
I'll do it. I'll do it for that. Shit, what are you talking about?
It's 1993, so the weed's just a giant block of like stress weed.
It's just a brick of dirt, dude. Just straight, just boo ass shit. It's all stems.
It does the trick.
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
It gets the job done. So
but this is crazy. This build up, like the talk about the ridiculous. How long does this shit whatever you want to fucking call it go on? Like what? It felt like 20 to 30 minutes is like almost before they even get to the fucking match and lock up.
There is 15 minutes with no wrestling. It starts out with, I didn't catch his name, a Japanese representative singing the Japanese national anthem, and this fucking crowd is just screaming.
Yep.
It was insane, dude. I'm just like, I don't feel right at all watching
I didn't
this.
feel like watching
This
it.
felt dirty. Like, oh my god, I hated every second of this. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Neville and Macho Man Randy Savage come to the ring.
The Master of Ceremonies, Randy Savage.
The Master of Ceremonies, Randy Savage.
Randy.
He's coming out full American flag. He is pimp Uncle Sam coming out here, just looking gorgeous. That man is looking fucking beautiful. And then Aaron Neville comes out waving a giant American flag.
Jacked as shit, by the way.
Fucking
He is. He's a big dude.
He's a big dude.
Dude, his fucking mole on his forehead had muscles, for God's sakes.
Oh, man.
That boy had abs.
Yeah.
That distracted me.
And
Yes.
then
I just breathe the whole time you're watching it. Are you just thinking back to like Austin Powers, like moly every time you see Aaron Neville? Because that's what I fucking did.
Oh man, does anybody here had any experience with Aaron Neville pre this?
I didn't know who he was until this, and like he's a big wrestling fan because he's done other at national anthems at like wrestling shows and shit.
He did a WCW pay-per-view like either the year before or the year after this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had no idea who he was.
I
had to look it up. Oh, he's a singer.
Yeah, he's a singer.
And
okay.
To his
I
credit,
thought he was a former wrestler with how jacked he was, or like a football player.
and if you look at him, like in the way he sings, he sounds like a fucking angel. It's like, what is this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, shake and you shake.
Yeah, no, I was very confused on who Aaron Neville was, and I was like, football player who can sing.
And then Yoko comes to the ring. He's got Fuji. He's got Cornette with him. Fink does the intro for Yoko. I thought it was wild that they were having the champions come out first.
That's what I was confused about.
Like on all of the championship matches, I think, other than the Steiners one, Shawn came out
because they
first.
wanted that all city pop.
Yeah, Shawn came out first, and Yoko came out first. Well, I think the Yoko one was mainly for Savage, because Savage comes out, new WWF champion, just pointing daggers at fucking Yoko the entire time. Then the presidential theme hits, and yeah, Luger comes out.
Now, to the credit gear. Though, the crowd is hot for him.
Oh, the crowd's into it.
Our hero is here.
The crowd is into it. Like they're like, this dude slammed Yoko. He's gonna beat him for the world title. Like they are eating this up. Luger's gear. Let's talk about fucking Luger's gear here real quick. This man looking like the Chippendales version of American Gladiators. This shit was crazy.
He's got like the gold on like the wrist kind of too.
If Homelander was a male stripper, it would be Lex Luger.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah.
Oh, God. What's your guys' take on this match? Because to be honest, I kept tuning out because Luger matches bore the hell out of me.
Yeah, I was not a fan.
No, same here. I've not been interested in a Luger match except for like his 89, 90 like matches with like Flair
when he won the world title for the first
time.
Yeah,
when he left the Horsemen.
Yeah.
And then a few matches when he was in the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Now, this may be a hot take, but me personally, I never really hated Luger, honestly. I'm not going to say I kind of liked him, honestly. But this, I just, like, even as a kid, I just felt like something, I couldn't put my finger on what it was then, but now, like, over the years of watching it and stuff, too, I now know, like, okay, this guy was force-fed and pushed down our throat because of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Essentially. This is supposed to be the Hulk Hogan replacement. And, like, it's like let's go with the blueprint. Oh, my God. Oh, this is great. We have a foreigner who is our world heavyweight champion. Oh, we can play off that storyline, the Americana. Oh, God, SummerSlam's in Detroit. Oh, this is going to be great because it's the Midwest, the heart of America. It's just like it writes itself.
Yeah,
now, I personally want to know who the fuck came up with the idea of the bus, though. Like, because I don't know what the line was.
I have a theory on that, and I think it's Lex Luger being a prick. Because Lex, with the videos and the shoot interviews I've watched, he gives off that I don't want to be in the locker room with the other guys vibe.
Okay, I could see it being like kind of that, but I can also see like Vince McMahon kind of sticking it to him like, okay, yeah, I'll play your game. I'm going to put you on a fucking tour bus and you're going to go all across America. And kind of to backtrack to what I was talking about at the beginning of this, like literally when you watch that found footage of Luger that's 3 hours long, yes, it's like mostly Luger is like just pissed off, doesn't want to be there, and all he's worried about is like getting his fucking protein shakes in, his meals in, and his workout in. That's all he fucking gives a shit about.
Because he's a jock. He's not a wrestler. He's a football player.
He originally got signed to Vince's bodybuilding thing, the World Bodybuilding Fed.
The WBF.
He got signed. He got signed for that, but got into a gnarly car wreck and broke his arm.
So
that's why he's got the plate in his forearm, because his forearm looked like spaghetti, and they had to rebuild his forearm.
If seriously, y'all, if you want to have a good laugh, look it up on YouTube. The WBF Championship from 1991 or 1992. It's hard to watch, but just you hear Fence on the commentary, and literally this grown ass man is like it's like a wet dream come to life for him. Just like, oh, look at the trapezia area. Oh, look at the biceps. Oh, look at the triceps, the lats. Oh God, this is some good shit, pal. It's like, fuck, that's way too creepy.
Okay, Bree, do you remember when Lex debuted as the narcissist and Bobby's like, look at him, fucking look at him? It's playing off of that.
Mirror.
It's playing off of Vince's commentary in this WBF thing. Gary Stridham. Wow.
And don't forget the WBF brought to you by IcoPro. You gotta know.
Everything in this has a copious amounts of steroids in it. So you're getting it in every form or fashion.
Yep.
Insane. Dude.
But this match is the drizzling shits. Like, the finish is fucking awful. Like, the finish is just like, really? Really? And you know what was all the more confusing about it is how they all come out and celebrate. Like, who gives a shit? He didn't win the fucking title. He won by a count.
That's what popped me because I knew it's like, oh, we didn't win the title, but these baby faces are loving this.
There's confetti falling from the sky, folks. There's balloons coming down. They
It's
have a fucking video package that's like 4 minutes long celebrating this epic journey. Why? So he could fucking waste a ton of money touring America. You get to SummerSlam, you don't win the belt, but you get to beat him by count. Who fucking cares?
Here's what I think about the whole.
It was a win for
situation.
America.
Here's what I think about the whole bus situation. I think Vince bought that bus for Hogan. And they were going to do this whole shit with Hogan. And Hogan said, nah, I'm going to go do Hollywood, and then Ted Turner's going to give me a bunch of money to work half the amount of shifts. Luger became a free agent.
Brother in Paradise.
Yeah. And then Luger gets signed to the WBF, gets in this gnarly car wreck, and Vince is like, I still want to do something with you. So he gets his arm fixed, he trains back, gets back to normal size for Luger, and they put him in the WWE. The narcissist gimmick goes over like a fart in church. So they were like, you know what? We're going to turn you face, and we're going to put you against Yoko, and we're going to give you this whole campaign thing that we were going to do with Hogan. And
so are you saying you think it would have been Hogan and Yoko with like Hulk Hogan touring around like on a bus?
Yeah.
And Hogan would have won the belt back.
Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, the long-setting rumor in wrestling lore is SummerSlam 93 was supposed to be the passing of the torch, so to speak, with Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart. As a matter of fact, there's rumors of a photo shoot where they're both, like, holding the belt, fighting over the belt. And this, supposedly, Hogan was supposed to put Bret Hart, and this was going to put Bret Hart on the map at SummerSlam 93. It was supposed to be the original plan. Obviously, we know it didn't go that way. But
well, it doesn't work for me, brother.
Yes. Let me ask you something. Do you think if we had went down that trajectory and we got that, do you think that would have propelled Bret Hart as a bigger star in the WWF?
I don't know.
See, here's my thoughts on it, Husky. I think it worked better out for going the way that Bret did, because I think like the real fans were sympathetic towards Bret Hart, because you look at this time frame, Bret Hart is getting the biggest pops. Bret Hart is like, Bret Hart's the top. I'm sure if you looked at merch and stuff, he's probably the number one merch mover. I mean, Bret Hart is the face of the WWF at this point.
Right. The moment Hogan leaves, Bret Hart takes the throne.
Yeah.
Like, he becomes the top guy.
And it was like, okay, we're going to shove Luger down your throat, and if you go to the Rumble in 94, I mean, how the results and how that went down, that crowd was way popping more for Bret than they were Luger.
Oh, absolutely.
Way more.
They didn't want Luger as champion at all.
No.
They wanted Bret for sure.
And I mean, also keep in mind too, you talk about like footage out there. There is legit footage of a Superstars taping where Luger comes out with the WWF title. Like they were doing like a test to see like the crowd reaction, and the crowd just did not give a shit.
Right. Yeah. There's like, nope. This whole thing didn't work. Try something else. Yeah. The whole celebration, they're acting like this man solved world peace. You know, like
nothing was accomplished.
He conquered world hunger by knocking Yoko out with his bionic forearm and getting counted out and not winning the thing that you tried your best to fucking get. Oh my God.
And remember the stipulation going into this was going to be Luger's only title shot. He would not get a title shot after this.
So it saves him in a way because technically he won the match. So he could possibly get another shot at it. This match sucked. Like this,
I never enjoyed one Yoko Luger matchup ever that they had. The chemistry to me wasn't there. The one thing I do like with this is Bobby's commentary. It's a hip toss. It's a hip toss. It's not a body slam. It's a hip toss.
Right. Yeah.
It fucking matters.
Right. Yeah. But yeah,
I will say, as a kid, I was very like when Luger shows up on the USS Intrepid, I popped hard. But fuck, anybody coming down from the sky like in a helicopter and that type of interest, like wearing the fucking red, white, and blue like shirt, you know, I'm gonna be rooting for him, whoever the fuck it is, because I'm an impressionable kid at this time frame.
Right? Yeah, like anybody that shows up in a helicopter is getting over.
Yeah,
Like at that point, dude. Yeah, like
that's some GI Joe level shit right there.
right. Like the only other wrestler that I've ever seen come in on a helicopter is Flair. When they did that, it was in Shea Stadium
Yes.
in like the late 70s.
They did it, Shea. It was early.
They did it in Milwaukee too at
it was
the AWA show, one of the AWA shows.
Right.
They did it. Yeah, they did it for. I think it was the Great American Bash run.
Yep.
Yeah, because they did it at Shea. I think they did it also at Comiskey.
Yeah, they did a Comiskey Park.
Comiskey, yes. Yeah, that's the AWA one. Yep.
And in Baltimore also, I think.
Yep.
Oh,
you're right.
word, yes. But yeah, this fucking video package at the end was just like, dude.
I shut off. Yeah, I didn't realize that was happening, so I don't know what you guys are. I forgot about that, so I turned it off as soon as the match ended.
It went on for so long.
It was,
and they're
insane.
showing highlights of Luger's like his tour and stuff with kids.
Oh, like the presidential election video. God, I hate these bastards.
It was the extended cut. It was that extended jam of that. And I was just like, Jesus Christ.
And how it starts too.
And then the backstage segment after that.
Was there a backstage segment?
Yeah, because
yeah.
Lex was backstage with Randy and then Tatanka and the Steiners.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrating a win where he doesn't win the title?
Ludwig.
Oh, yeah.
Goes
Ludwig
backstage
Borger
and
comes
confronts
out.
Lex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you even want to confront this man? The man you want's Yokozuna because he's got the fucking title. Fuck Lex Luger. You don't need shit from him. What are you going to fight him for? The fucking boss or something?
He wants to beat up Lex Luger because
he wants the foreigner thing.
Yeah, they're doing
the Survivor Series.
They're literally just
doing a heel turn
Homelander.
soon.
It's Homelander.
Yeah,
it's all it is. It's Homelander. He's got to defeat the evil foreign heel.
Yeah, we get a heel turn from a guy who his gimmick is he's someone from the 50th state. But he's going to join the Foreign Fanatics.
Oh, yeah.
Shaka, brother.
Yeah, the Crush heel turn is weird.
Yeah, it's odd. But I dig it, though. I dug heel
Crush. I do, too. It's just very,
Interesting.
I honestly thought Crush worked better as a heel than as a babyface on it.
Oh, phenomenal. Yeah.
Dude, when he was in the Nation. He was good in the Nation.
Yeah, first interpretation of the Nation. Them with Savio Vega too.
And PG-13.
We are the Nation.
David Dundee is a.
Don't diss the man, cause Farouk is just your brother. Good times. Good times. You're a couple years away from that. So.
Yeah, we got a little bit. Yeah. We got a little bit to go to get there.
But I mean, I think all in all, this SummerSlam, like. It starts great, and just after those three matches, it just kind of tanks. I mean, they do have that great 6-man like there towards the end of the show, but outside that, it's just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, it got painful at points to watch this.
And kudos to Yoko for selling the fuck out of the forearm too, because I remember correctly, like the pay-per-view is essentially off the air, and like they're trying to they're still like showing Yoko down, and I felt like, and maybe this was on the Coliseum video release or something, but I felt like Pettingale or somebody's trying to like talk to Yoko or Cornette or something like that. He's still like knocked out essentially.
Right. Yeah. I think I do remember seeing that back in the day.
Yeah,
him having that. But yeah, that was SummerSlam '93. That was a time.
Oh, what fun it was!
There was some good, but there's also a lot of bad.
There was some really good stuff in there, like for sure.
So as we wrap up this episode of Queen's Court and SummerSlam 1993. First, I want to thank our guest, XLJtheOG. Thank you for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
This was our first guest, too. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, giddy up.
And there's going to be more to come.
Yes.
Sometime in the future.
Yes.
And at least, in another thing, we also have to look forward to Survivor Series. They advertise Survivor Series, too.
Yes. The Build the Survivor Series is coming now.
Which you're going to get into some real life controversy coming up in the WWF with some real life suspensions. Oh dear God! When you talk about the Jerry Lawler shit, oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
That's.
We're going to talk about that off air.
I would do that. Yeah, because I mean that's almost a subject you don't want to touch with the 10-foot pole.
Bree doesn't know about that yet, so let's not give her that on air.
Yeah, that's
It's not good.
no, it's not good. And then you're getting ready to come up too on Sean as well. With that.
Oh, I forgot about Sean's suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Drugs.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Drugs are trash.
But hey, you get out of that though. You get the start of arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Intercontinental Champion of all time. So there is that. But you got some good times ahead of you here on Queen's Court. So much. I just, like I say, I love it. Like this era of the WWF and wrestling in general gets dogged on a lot. And rightfully so, because there's some bad stuff, but there's also some hidden gems and some good stuff in this era too. I just personally, like I say, I personally hold it close to my heart because this is like that time frame when I'm really starting to like actually kind of pay more attention to the storylines and what's going on in the world of wrestling. So,
But before we go, I had to ask your opinion. What do you think of Bastion Booger?
the Booger Man.
Do it.
Oh, the Booger Man! Like I was just like, as a kid, I was like, ugh, yuck, just vomit. Like just the gear and stuff too. Like what was he going for? Like the it was like a cross between like Jeff Jarrett, like Demolition, and like just big lethargic man. Hey, the wrestler though, like he played a great character in WCW in the early '90s called Norm the Lunatic. Now that was actually a pretty interesting.
Norm was great.
Yeah, but Bastion Booger, a little bit, and you're gonna get to see too. Was Bastion before Fryer? Or was Fryer?
No, after.
Oh, so Fryer Tucks already came in. Okay,
Yeah, he did
so
the Fryer Ferguson thing for like 2
Fryer
weeks.
Ferguson, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Fryer Ferguson was a 2-week gimmick.
Yeah, so
yeah.
So I don't know. I guess Spence was like, okay, he's not gonna work as a monk, but I'll make him like like kind of look like a fucking male stripper who's like 400 pounds and likes to eat chickens raw. I don't know reasons. That's why. Yeah, Bastion Booger was. He was a pretty wild character. Like I don't know. He never really truly resonated with me. He just was just one of those like he was there. It's like fucking why? Like poor, and I can't recall his real life. What's his real name? Michael? Do you remember?
No, I can't remember.
I can't remember, but like man, like from the stuff he did in WCW, which like I say, I thought the Norm the Lunatic character was great, but this. Not so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough.
All right. So, again, first, I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you like all of our commentary, like the video, comment, subscribe to World Championship Wreckage, all the cool shit that we do. And, yeah, that's all I got. So, on behalf of the Triple Queen, Mike Duplessis, Husky Rhodes, and our guests, XLJtheOG, thank you guys for watching Queen's Court, and we'll see you next time.
Let's hop on the Lex Express.